If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The Cleveland Browns have decided that enough is enough. After stumbling out of the gate with a disappointing 1-3 start to the season, head coach Kevin Stefanski and his staff are shaking things up in the most important position on the field. Veteran quarterback Joe Flacco, who opened the season as the starter, is heading to the bench. In his place, rookie Dillon Gabriel is about to get the spotlight. And for a fan base that has seen its share of quarterback changes over the last 2 decades, this is another chapter in a story that feels both all too familiar and strangely full of fresh hope. Gabriel's promotion to the starting lineup comes after a rough 4-game stretch for Flacco. The former Super Bowl MVP struggled to move the Browns' offense with any sort of rhythm or consistency. His numbers tell the story of a quarterback who simply could not keep up with the pace of today's NFL. He completed just 58.1% of his passes, threw for 815 yards, and managed only 2 touchdown passes while tossing 6 interceptions. Add in the fact that he was sacked 9 times in those first 4 games, and it becomes painfully clear why Cleveland's coaching staff felt it was time for a change. In the NFL, patience is thin, and production matters more than resumes. Flacco's struggles weren't just hurting the box score. They were draining any momentum Cleveland could hope to build in a tough AFC North race. The shift to Gabriel isn't just about Flacco's decline, though. It's also about what the rookie showed in his limited action so far. Fans got a small glimpse of what he can do back in Week 2 during the Browns' 41-17 loss to the Detroit Lions. Late in that game, Gabriel came off the bench and looked poised, sharp, and decisive. He went 3 for 3 passing, added 19 yards, and threw an 8-yard touchdown to running back Dylan Sampson with less than 2 minutes remaining. Yes, it was garbage time. Yes, Detroit's defense had already shifted gears. But even so, the composure and confidence he displayed stood out. For a rookie stepping into his very first NFL snaps, he looked like someone who wasn't overwhelmed by the moment. Now the stage is much bigger. Gabriel is not just filling in for a drive or two. He's the starter. He'll run onto the field in London this Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings and become the 41st different quarterback to start for the Browns since the franchise returned to the league in 1999. That number almost defies belief. 41 different starting quarterbacks in a span of just over 2 decades. For perspective, some franchises haven't had even 5 different starters in that same time frame. Cleveland's revolving door under center has been a constant storyline, a curse that has haunted both fans and front offices alike. But now the torch is in Gabriel's hands, and the question is whether he can do something the long line of predecessors couldn't: bring stability to this position. What gives Gabriel a chance, beyond raw opportunity, is the wealth of experience he built up in college. Unlike some rookies who enter the NFL with just 2 or 3 seasons of collegiate play, Gabriel had a long and accomplished career that spanned 6 seasons and 3 programs. He played at UCF, Oklahoma, and Oregon, leaving his mark at each stop. Across 64 career games, he threw for an incredible 18,722 yards, racked up 155 touchdowns, and only 32 interceptions. Those numbers are not just big, they are elite. His final season at Oregon was his masterpiece. He threw for 3,857 yards, 30 touchdowns, and just 6 picks, all while leading the Ducks to national prominence and earning himself a spot as a Heisman Trophy finalist. That production is what convinced the Browns to take him with the 94th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. And it's the same production that has fans cautiously optimistic about what he might bring to Sundays. There's also something about Gabriel's style of play that feels refreshing for this offense. He's a lefty, a bit undersized compared to prototypical NFL quarterbacks, but his mobility and ability to extend plays could be exactly what this Browns team needs. With a defense that has struggled to keep opponents off the board and an offensive line that has shown cracks in protection, the Browns need a quarterback who can improvise, make quick decisions, and deliver the ball accurately in tight windows. Gabriel has shown those traits in college, and while the jump to the NFL is always steep, there's a reason why fans are buzzing about his debut. The national conversation has been equally intense. On ESPN's Get Up, former head coach Rex Ryan didn't hold back when discussing Flacco's struggles. He flat out said that Flacco can't play anymore. even going so far as to say he couldn't play 8 years ago. Harsh words, but they reflect a sentiment many Browns fans have been feeling as they watch the offense sputter week after week. Ryan also hinted at the need for urgency, referencing how the Giants saw a difference when they turned to Jackson Dart. For him, it didn't matter who stepped in for Cleveland. He just wanted anyone other than Flacco. And in that sense, Gabriel is more than just a rookie quarterback. He's the symbol of change, the possibility that something different might work. But let's not sugarcoat the challenge in front of him. Starting your first NFL game in London against the Vikings is no small task. Minnesota may not be elite, but they are well coached and can be dangerous, particularly when it comes to disguising coverages and applying pressure. Gabriel will have to process defenses faster than he ever has before. He'll need his running backs to give him balance on the ground, and he'll need his receivers to create separation. The margin for error is razor thin, and rookies often learn that the hard way. But the Browns are betting that the upside of giving Gabriel this opportunity outweighs the risk of sticking with a veteran whose best days are clearly behind him. For Browns fans, this moment is bittersweet. On one hand, there's frustration. How many times can the team hit the reset button at quarterback? Since 2020 alone, when Stefanski took over, Cleveland has rolled out 12 different starters. That's nearly 3 full seasons worth of quarterbacks in less than half a decade. The instability has directly impacted their record, with the team sitting at 41-47 in that span and managing just 2 playoff appearances. And now, with Gabriel stepping in, that sense of déjà vu lingers. Another new name, another new hope, another chance to break a cycle that never seems to end. On the other hand, there's a sense of excitement that comes with the unknown. Gabriel isn't just another veteran cast-off or journeyman pickup. He's a rookie with pedigree, production, and potential. His ceiling remains untouched, and that's enough to dream on. What if he clicks right away? What if his left-handed throws and quick release inject life into an offense that has felt lifeless? What if this is the beginning of something different for a franchise that desperately needs a spark? Those are the kinds of questions that keep fans watching, no matter how many times they've been disappointed before. The story of Dillon Gabriel in Cleveland is just beginning. Sunday morning in London, with the NFL world watching on the league's international stage, he'll take his first official steps as the starter of the Cleveland Browns. He'll carry not just the weight of the playbook, but the hopes of a fan base starved for stability at quarterback. He'll join a long list of men who have tried and failed to solve the riddle of Cleveland's quarterback curse. Whether he becomes another name on that list, or the one who finally rewrites the narrative, is something no one can predict. But for now, he's the guy, and in a season that already feels like it's on the brink, he has a chance to change everything. Kickoff against the Minnesota Vikings is set for 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, live from London, and broadcast on NFL Network. For Browns fans, for Gabriel's family back in Hawaii, and for anyone who has followed his journey from college standout to NFL hopeful, this is a moment worth circling on the calendar. It's not just another game. It's a new beginning. And for the Cleveland Browns, those are words they've been waiting to believe in for a very long time. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. The football world is buzzing tonight, and if you thought you'd seen dramatic exits before, think again. The scene is set, a mix of heartbreak, hope, and a dash of chaos as Kevin Stefanski, the ever-calculating and meticulous head coach of the Cleveland Browns, stepped into the spotlight to deliver a farewell that has the entire fan base on edge. It was supposed to be a routine press briefing, just another locker room moment captured on camera, yet what unfolded felt like a live soap opera broadcast in the middle of training camp. Stefanski, in his calm, measured tone, did something that no one really expected. With a subtle nod and a carefully phrased statement, he looked straight into the cameras and into the eyes of every Cleveland fan glued to their screens and said, "We wish Shedeur all the best as he heads to Pittsburgh." Pause for effect, and the world seems to stop. The name Shedeur immediately triggers 1,000 thoughts. Young, talented, unpredictable, and now, officially, a Steeler. The mere mention of this transfer has ignited a firestorm across social media, with fans reacting in real time, emojis flying, tweets exploding, and discussions turning into heated debates within minutes. There's almost a tangible electricity in the air, the kind you can feel pulsating through fan forums, YouTube comment sections, and even casual conversations at local sports bars. This isn't just a player leaving a team. This is a cultural seismic shift, a ripple that has the potential to reshape rivalries, draft strategies, and the very identity of two of the most storied franchises in the NFL. Stefanski, always the picture of composure, has become an unlikely character in this unfolding drama. Fans are dissecting every word, analyzing the tone, the pause, the subtle hints of emotion that might suggest more than just a professional good luck. Some claim there was a hint of sadness buried beneath the coach's steady exterior, a fleeting flicker of regret for not being able to hold on to the young talent that many believe could have defined the Browns' offensive future for years. Others argue that Stefanski's choice of words was strategic, a masterstroke in managing the optics of a potentially controversial exit. The more you think about it, the more layers you uncover. Was this farewell genuine, or a calculated move to maintain morale while sending a signal to both the team and the league that the Browns are still in control, even as they part ways with one of their brightest stars? Meanwhile, the internet has gone absolutely wild. Clips of Stefanski's brief but powerful statement are circulating faster than wildfire, looping endlessly across TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Memes are already being created, some celebrating Shedeur's move to the Steelers with dramatic flair, others lamenting the loss as if the Browns had just given away a piece of their soul. The fan base is split, opinions clashing in a virtual storm. You can sense the tension building, almost like the calm before a hurricane. The Browns loyalists are debating whether this move signals a strategic pivot for the franchise, perhaps focusing on future drafts or a restructured offensive line. Others are more visceral, expressing outright anger, disbelief, and even betrayal, as if Stefanski's words were the opening act in a tragedy they weren't ready to watch unfold. And then there are those who are purely fascinated by the spectacle, analyzing every nuance, reading between the lines, and speculating wildly about what this means for both the Browns and the Steelers in the seasons to come. The narrative is thick with drama. Shedeur, a young quarterback with immense potential, now finds himself stepping into the black and gold, carrying with him not just a playbook but the hopes, expectations, and pressure of a city that thrives on football obsession. His arrival in Pittsburgh is more than a simple team change. It's a cultural event, a chapter in the ongoing saga between the Browns and the Steelers that is likely to be dissected for years to come. Sports analysts, fans, and insiders alike are already predicting the implications. Will Shedeur redefine the Steelers' offense? Can he deliver the kind of leadership and charisma that transforms a promising roster into a championship contender? Or is this the beginning of another roller coaster ride, one that mirrors the uncertainty and tension so often associated with young quarterbacks navigating a league that demands immediate results? Every angle is being considered, every statistic scrutinized, every throw, pass, and touchdown reimagined in light of this transfer. And then there's the human element. Stefanski's farewell isn't just about the game. It's about relationships, mentorship, and the intangible bonds that form between coach and player. To hear a coach of his stature publicly acknowledge a player's future success in a rival city is rare, almost unprecedented. There's a hint of nobility in it, a recognition that while the Browns and Steelers are fierce competitors on the field, football is bigger than any single team, bigger than rivalry, bigger than statistics. Stefanski's words resonate because they acknowledge the dual reality of professional sports. It's both business and passion, calculated strategy, and emotional connection. Fans seem to feel this, even if reluctantly. The outpouring of emotion online, the endless speculation, and the heated discussions all point to a single truth. Stefanski's farewell has touched something deeper than just the Browns playbook. It's about identity, legacy, and the stories we tell ourselves as fans. The immediate reaction from the Steelers fan base has been electric as well. They've welcomed Shedeur with open arms, memes, and celebratory posts, framing this acquisition as a coup, a strategic masterstroke that strengthens their squad and positions them for an exciting, potentially historic season. The narrative is rapidly taking on a life of its own, with sports channels, podcasts, and social media platforms amplifying every angle. Analysts are running simulations, fans are creating highlight reels, and the discussion about how Shedeur fits into the Steelers' offensive line is becoming a full-blown spectacle. It's almost as if the NFL itself has paused, collectively holding its breath, waiting to see how this storyline unfolds. And amid all this noise, Stefanski remains a figure of quiet authority, a reminder that behind the headlines and viral clips, there is a calculated mind orchestrating the next chapter for the Browns, even as one of their brightest talents departs. Speculation has reached a fever pitch. Rumors abound about the internal dynamics that led to Shedeur's move, the conversations in the locker room, the strategy sessions, and the negotiations that we, the public, can only imagine. Did the Browns actively encourage the move, knowing it would generate buzz and media attention? Or was this a case of a young player seizing an opportunity, guided by ambition, talent, and perhaps a whisper of destiny? Social media commentators, sports journalists, and fan accounts are working overtime, analyzing every snippet of video, every inflection, every gesture, trying to piece together the story behind the story. The narrative is no longer just about a farewell. It's about intrigue, suspense, and the kind of human drama that makes sports more than a game. Meanwhile, the Browns are left to recalibrate, to find a new rhythm, and to reassure their fan base that the team is moving forward. The locker room is reportedly a mix of emotions. Some players motivated by the challenge ahead, others quietly mourning the departure of a teammate who many believe could have been a cornerstone of the franchise for years. Stefanski's leadership is being tested in real time, not just in terms of plays and strategy, but in managing morale, expectation, and the intense scrutiny of a passionate fan base. Every press release, every interview, every practice session now carries the weight of this transition. Fans are watching closely, analysts are speculating endlessly, and the storyline is unfolding like a serialized drama, with each new day promising another twist. In the end, Stefanski's farewell to Shedeur is more than a simple goodbye. It is a statement, a spark that ignites debate, analysis, and passion across the football world. It's a reminder that sports are about stories, about human emotion, ambition, rivalry, and the fleeting, electrifying moments that leave fans talking, analyzing, and sometimes losing their minds in sheer excitement. Whether Shedeur thrives in Pittsburgh or faces unexpected challenges, this moment, the farewell, the good luck, the viral statement, will be remembered as a turning point, a catalyst for conversations, and an unforgettable chapter in the ongoing drama of the NFL. Cleveland fans may be reeling, Steelers fans may be celebrating, but all of us, in some way, are witnesses to a story that transcends a simple transfer. Stefanski's calm words have set the stage for a saga, one that promises drama, intrigue, and countless talking points for seasons to come. And in the ever-passionate, endlessly speculative world of football, that's exactly the kind of story that keeps us all watching, commenting, and arguing, long after the cameras have stopped rolling. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!